Hello Tanga, welcome to GullyClassroom. This is the first lecture of Globalization and Indian Economy in CBSE 10th Standard Economics Chapter 4 Globalization and Indian Economy. This is the first lecture taken in English. Before we go into this lecture, let us look at how many lectures it will take in order to complete this unit. We are going to take 4 lectures in order to complete the unit of Globalization and Indian Economy. In first lecture, we will study about what are multinational corporations. In the second lecture, we will study what is globalization, what are the factors affecting globalization. What is globalization? What are the factors affecting globalization? In the third lecture, we are going to study what are the positive impacts of globalization and the role of WTO, World Trade Organization. In the third lecture, we will study what are the positive impacts of globalization and the role of WTO, World Trade Organization. In the last lecture, we are going to study about the negative impacts of globalization and fair globalization. Let us start this lecture. What is MNC? What is the role of MNC in globalization? Yes, okay. With respect to globalization, because of globalization, customers nowadays are getting a wide choice of goods and services. For example, they are nowadays getting different brands of digital cameras, mobile phones, shirt, even processed fruit juices, electronic items, television sets and automobiles. Brands that are being produced in different countries are being sold in each and every country. Because of this, the customers are getting a better life. Because of this, the customers are getting a better standard of life. They have a wide variety of goods and services that the customers can choose from. Okay, sir. Who is managing the production that is happening across the countries? The production that is happening across the countries is managed by MNCs. What is the meaning of MNCs? Multinational companies. Multinational company means they are owning and controlling production in more than one nation. They are setting up production factories in regions where there are cheap labor. Why, sir? They want to keep their cost of production very low. Why do they want to keep their cost of production very low? They want to sell that particular goods and get more profit. They want greater profit. So a MNC, a multinational company, owns and controls production in more than one nation, sets up production factories in regions with cheap labor so that they can keep the cost of production low and earn greater profits. So the services are produced globally. The goods are produced globally. In the same way, these goods and services are also sold globally. They are produced globally and sold globally. The production, hence, is organized in increasingly complex ways. The production, hence, is organized in increasingly complex ways. Sir, give me an idea, an illustration on how the production is organized in increasingly complex ways. Let us look at it. Let us say we are going to manufacture a television set. China is the cheapest manufacturing location. So what are we going to do? We will manufacture each and every separate component of the television set in China. Let us say the LCD panel is a separate component. The front box is a separate component. The back doom box is a separate component. The circuitry is a separate component. Basically, you can say that the television has 4 components. So these 4 components are manufactured separately, cheaply in China, the cheapest manufacturing location. Then they are sent to Mexico. So why is it being sent to Mexico? Because Mexico is close to Europe. In Mexico, you can assemble these 4 components together and form the actual television. Then you can easily send it to Europe and US markets. So who is going to provide services like customer care to the people who are buying this television. India has highly skilled engineers and English speaking youth. The youth in India are comfortable with transversing. The youth in India are comfortable with talking in English. So from India we are going to provide customer services to people who bought television in Europe and USA. To people who bought television in Europe and USA. This is how the production is widely dispersed, and also the production is widely dispersed, but still it is interlinked because this production is mainly done for profit. The multinational company production is mainly done on a profit basis, hence the production in widely dispersed areas are interlinked by the common interest of, are interlinked by the common profit motive of the MNCs. Production in widely dispersed areas are interlinked by the common production motive, by the common profit motive of multinational companies. Okay, sir. What are the major factors by which multinational companies are placing their manufacturing industries? First of all the locations must be cheap for production. What are the other parameters? It should be very close to market and export possibilities. The production facilities must not only be close to market but also to export possibilities. There should be a good availability of skilled and unskilled labor at low cost. What is skilled labor? Skilled labor with technical knowledge. Example, engineers is called as skilled labor. What is unskilled labor? Labor with no technical knowledge. People who do not have technical knowledge but still work in an industry can be called as unskilled labor. So skilled and unskilled labor must be available at low cost in that particular location. Also, the government must have very favorable policies that suit the MNC interest. The government must have very favorable policies, very comfortable policies, very encouraging policies for the profit motive of MNCs. For the profit motive of MNCs. Okay, sir. What is foreign investment? Money is being spent by the MNCs to buy assets. What are assets? Assets are basically properties. So what kind of properties is MNC spending money to buy? Land, buildings and other machines and equipment. These assets are expected to earn profits. These assets which are purchased by the MNCs are expected to earn profits. Okay, sir. So now we know what are MNCs. I want to understand how MNCs are controlling and organizing production over the entire globe. Let us look at a couple of points, three essential points to understand how MNCs are spreading their production, to understand how MNCs are interlinking their production. MNCs spread their production across globe and interact with a lot of local producers by setting up joint production facilities with local companies of the other countries. So they are setting up joint ventures, joint production facilities. This has a twofold benefit for the local companies. The local companies have two main advantages for collaborating, for doing joint production with the MNCs. First of all, the MNCs are providing money for additional investment. What kind of investment? Like buying new machines for faster production. Buying new machines for faster production. Also, the MNCs introduce latest technologies for production. The MNCs are introducing latest technologies that will help to increase the efficiency of production. Okay, sir. What is the next way in which the MNCs are interacting and growing with the local producers? The MNCs have a huge wealth, so they can simply buy the companies and expand their production in the new company. What can the MNCs do? They can simply buy the companies and expand, spread their production in these particular countries. Give us an example, sir. Cargill Foods is a very large American food company. What is Cargill Foods doing? In order to get the market of India, they are simply purchasing Parag Foods, which is a smaller Indian company. This smaller Indian company is having a large marketing network and brand reputation. Both of them are acquired by Cargill Foods. Both of them are acquired by Cargill Foods. along with a large marketing network and brand reputation. What is brand reputation? Brand reputation is the history of purchasing the brand. The history of purchasing the brand. A customer, as long as he is satisfied with a particular brand, will always purchase that particular brand. A customer, as long as he is satisfied with a particular brand, will always purchase that brand. So along with large marketing network and brand reputation, Cargill Foods is also acquiring 4 oil refineries from Parag Foods. Cargill is also acquiring, Cargill is also buying 4 oil refineries from Parag Foods. Now, Cargill has become the largest oil producer in India. Okay, MNCs place production orders in very small companies. MNCs are also placing production orders in very small companies, and they sell the products in their own brand name. Even though the MNCs are not particularly manufacturing the products, the products are sold in the brand name of the MNCs. The products are sold in the brand name of the MNCs. Okay, so MNCs, because they are giving huge orders to the local companies. The MNCs are giving huge orders to the local companies at distant locations. How, sir? By partnering with them, by buying them, by placing a lot of production orders with them, they can easily determine and control the price of the goods, the quality of the goods, the delivery of the goods, and the labor conditions present in the manufacturing locations. Because the MNCs have very strong influence at distance locations. How? They are partnering with local companies, competing with local companies, buying with local companies. They are giving huge orders to local companies. The MNCs can easily determine the price, quality, delivery and labor conditions associated with the production units. Let us take an example of how MNCs are growing. How MNCs are growing in a new country. Let us look at Ford Motors. Ford Motors is an American company. It's a very large automobile manufacturer. This automobile manufacturer has production units in 26 countries. How many units? Does it have 26 units of production? Okay, sir. In 1995, it is coming to India and spending 1,700 crores in collaboration with Mahindra & Mahindra, another Jeep and tractor manufacturing company in India, for setting up a very large manufacturing plant in Chennai. So, Ford, along with collaborating with whom? With Mahindra & Mahindra, they are setting up a very large manufacturing unit in Chennai. This manufacturing unit is supplying not just the Indian market, but also to South African market, Mexico and Brazil. They are exporting to South Africa, Mexico and Brazil. Ford India is in fact working on supplying components to the other units in the world. Ford India wants to become a component supplier. What component supplier? Car component supplier to the other Ford units of the world. This is how a MNC, a multinational company, slowly grows in another country. Via collaboration. Okay, Kana. Hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. You need to concentrate this lecture on how are MNCs controlling production across globe? How are MNCs interacting with the local producers? So you can remember joint production, buying local companies, and production orders, placing production orders. Also you can remember a couple of case studies. Cargill Foods and Parag Foods, Ford Motors along with Mahindra & Mahindra. Ford Motors along with Mahindra & Mahindra. This is basically the two areas of the lecture that you need to concentrate on. Sometimes they have asked what is an MNC. Sometimes in board they have asked what is an MNC. I will place what is an MNC as a 3-star question. How MNCs are affecting production across globe as a 4-star question. Hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. If you like this lecture, subscribe to our channel, click the bell icon, share your comments. Thanks a lot for your amazing comments, and cheers, Kana. We will meet in the next lecture. Cheers and thank you. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.